The Little Angels set by Hunkydory includes this concept card collection. Now this is quite a little package, but let me show you all the things that are in it. I'm going to slide this over, and you are going to get an idea sheet. Actually, more importantly, you're going to get instructions, but I'm going to walk you through that. Now inside, you're going to get 2 each of what I'm going to show you. Now each of these is going to make a card. So you're going to get 2 of this little blue angel with 2 greetings. You're going to get 2 of the green circle angels. You're going to get 2 of this and also 2 of this. Now also you're going to get these. Now these are designed to match the image. In fact, I'll just show it to you right here. So you can see this image of the angel, and then these are pieces of that exact same image, and you're going to foam tape those together to get a dimensional look. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, you get two of each one. You're also going to get a whole chock full of this 1/8 inch wide double-faced satin ribbon. You're also going to get the acetate. Now this becomes your card back and front, and you also get envelopes that will hold everything together. So let's go step by step how to do this. Now I have already popped some pieces out, and let me just show you that I've done. And I've also pulled out the pieces that go here, and I've added foam tape onto them. Now the first step is to take the acetate, as I said, and you've got 2 pieces for each card. You've got the backing piece, and you can tell it's a backing piece because it has these side pieces, and that's going to hold the top piece in position. Now all of these circles, so those are holes, you're going to pop those out, and that's going to be used to thread the ribbon, which is going to hold them together. So let me just give you another close-up look at the insert. In fact, we'll get in a little bit closer so that you can see what the finished example is going to look like. And it does have this dimension to it. So you can kind of see that clear acetate on the outside, and then looking in you can see, hopefully you can see, there's some depth to this. So that's what's going to happen. You see the ribbons on the side. Okay. Now, I've already done a few steps, but let me show you. So as I said, I've already popped these out. These were together in typical Hunkydory fashion, and this piece, as you can see, these are foiled, so that's nice. Now, as I said, you're going to pop out that acetate. You're going to fold it. In fact, the directions tell us that you're going to press out the front and the back, removing the pre-punched holes. Fold the score lines on the back piece, starting with a fold inward. So that one goes in and out. It's an accordion fold. Hopefully you can see that. I have really taken my bone folder and pushed these down to really make sure that they are that way. And you're going to have the one on top that's going to be facing the front. So that's going to work out. You do that on both sides. Then you take this piece that matches the shape of the back, okay? So ignore what's going on over there and just look at this. Now, what it says in the instructions is attach the card back to the acetate back. Now, this is the card back, right? But it goes to the acetate back. Now, when I look back here, I see a solid color. What that tells me is that I'm going to turn this over, and hopefully you can see that that's a light pink. And I'm going to attach it, and it says to attach it in the center to make sure that it will be hidden by the topper. The foiled panel is facing outward, okay? Now the very first one I did it incorrectly because I didn't read every word carefully. So this is kind of a do as I say, not as I first did. So I have hidden that one so you won't be seeing it. Now, because this is going on plastic, you want to use the extra sticky tape, and that has the orange liner. And I've just placed them there. Again, I did exactly what the instructions said, and I placed it in the center of the design. And so I'm going to place this again. This is on the back of it, and that way I have room for my message on the outside, and I can write that. Okay, so there we go. Now, the next step is to position the front acetate on top, lining up the holes and thread ribbon through them, finishing with a bow. So I've already done that on one side, but before I finish that, I'm going to take my centerpiece, this one. Now it's actually 2 layers, and I have added my extra sticky tape here. This is going to go in the center right there, okay? The other thing that's going to happen with this is the sheet that has all of those pieces. Remember this sheet? I've got all 3 of the layers. I've already foam taped them, and I'm going to position them on top of this. So here's my next layer. You see it is identical, and I want to position on top. Now, if I weren't doing this on camera, I would get my head in there to make sure that everything matches. That's why I'm just picking it up. Okay, so I get a little bit of dimension. Oh, by the way, the foam tape I'm using, it is the huge, humongous roll. And I love using that because then I always have foam tape and I don't have to go searching. Plus, we have the best price around, so that's nice to know. Okay, second layer is smaller, same image, and I can see her hands, so that's where I'm going to lay this. I'm going to line up her face, because you really want her face to look right. That little bunny's nose is right there too. Okay, so there's the second layer. The third layer is really tiny, but I do have a piece of foam tape on the back, and that's just getting her elbow. And so I'm just going to position that and just make sure it all lines up. And there we go. So we have some dimension there, just a bit to lift her. Now, she will end up going right here, but we want to make sure that she's perfectly framed into on the inside of the top piece. That makes sense? It matches the shape perfectly. So we just want to make sure that they're lined up. So there is a third layer to this piece. This is 2 of them. This one is going to get attached to the outside of the frame. Now, because this is going onto plastic, we're going to go back to our extra sticky tape. And I have placed some pieces on the back of it. And by the way, how nice that Hunkydory made sure that this frame is 1/4 of an inch wide to perfectly match a 1/4 of an inch wide extra sticky tape. So I'm going to take a moment to thread this, and what I did find is those long pieces of ribbon that you get all nicely bound together. You cut it in half, and that way you have 2 pieces to go onto your threading. And I found that if I started at the bottom, so I folded it in half, and then I start at the bottom to do my weaving, and I did keep the 2 pieces together as I wove them. Now, I'm going to do that off camera because you really don't need to sit here for several minutes as I make this happen, so I'll be right back. Threaded the other side, tied them in a bow, and trimmed the tails. And there's a generous amount of ribbon. In fact, this is the amount that I trimmed off of just that one piece, so you don't have to worry about not having enough. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is to take this piece and attach it into the center. Again, I've done the extra sticky tape, so I'm going to take these pieces off. And if you don't have fingernails or your fingernails are super short, our retractable penknife will work really well. Now, I want to position this so it will match the window. Here we go. And I'm just going to place it in the middle, like so. Okay, so that's down, and you can see that it's lined up very nicely. And now the frame is going to go on top. And so once again, I'm just going to lift off our extra sticky tape, which, you know, you just want to think about this anytime you are attaching to either a surface that's going to move a lot or a surface that is slick, which acetate is certainly that. And having that acetate frame just gives you another bit of cleverness, I think, in doing these projects. Okay, tape, come on off. Sometimes you do need to talk to it. You might want to remember that. Now again, this is going to match perfectly. So I'm going to start at the center and then walk on over to the edge and do the same thing at the bottom and the other side. So you can see that just gives a really nice frame as you're looking. It also has the benefit that it will stand up. So that's kind of nice. It will also fold down flat to go inside your envelope, and your envelopes are included in the package, so that's a very nice thing too. So there you go. This is the Little Angels concept card, and you'll be able to make 8 different cards in completing this kit. So very, very nice. And there's a whole collection of other Little Angel projects that match.